We're Ethereal, and we're really excited to tell you about our project Triple. First, for some introductions. My name is Alex, and I was the art director on this project.
My name is Jordan. I was an interactive designer on this project.
Hi everyone, my name is Medan. I was the UX researcher on this project.
I'm Sanika, and I was the graphic designer.
I'm Yuan. I'm the project manager. So beside five of us, we also have a strong CCI team behind, helping on hardware and software development, and also 2 music industry students helping designing the sound system as well as making the original soundtrack display put into the exhibition. We're also lucky enough to get 1 game production student helping us on the storyboard and screenwriting. So what is Triple? Triple is a fully immersive interactive art exhibition designed to be displayed in the physical space. By using the heart rate sensors, the participants will effect the art and music in the room and have the opportunity to create and play in collaborations with strangers within the space. Please see our 3-minute video showing the progress we have been made.
We're gonna make a fully immersive, interactive exhibition.
You'll walk into a room and the art will be all around you, projected onto all 4 walls, and you'll be able to interact with it. So your actions will affect the art in the space, which will be the entire space.
Wait, shouldn't we do some type of we're a team?
We have 12 people on this team, and amongst the 12 of us, there's UX skills, digital storytelling skills, graphic design skills, multimedia artists, developers, electrical engineers, a couple $100, faculty interested in our idea, projectors, Arduinos.
We didn't know what we were doing.
One big challenge was to figure out what the theme of this project was going to be, since everyone had different ideas, completely different ideas, and we could not agree on one. So that was a major problem.
We wanted to create something that would be beautiful, but as a senior project, needed something to be more than just beautiful. So
we came up with that mission statement that they made us come up with. They felt that since we had a UX background, we needed to have some type of problem statement to design for. So we did, and it was that we wanted people to have a moment to step out of the busyness of Philly life and into this kind of oasis thing where they could feel calm and meditative, and that a good problem statement, you have to have a way to measure whether or not you were successful in achieving that goal. So we were like, well, we can measure whether or not people were calm if we somehow embed the use of biosensors into the space. And then I think everyone was just kind of excited about that idea, because it seems like an obvious thing to use heart rate sensors in an immersive exhibition, but I have yet to come across an example of it being done before.
when we started this process, we had no experience in the specific area, but above all, we have been trained to be problem solvers. And even though we didn't know what we were doing, we knew that it could be done. Figuring out exactly how we were going to build this thing was an important priority and a problem that looks like a lot of trial and error and frustration to solve. We learned early on that Touch Designer, a tool invented for video jockeying, but now commonly utilized for interactive exhibitions, was going to be important. And even though no one on the team had experience working with node-based graphics or generative graphics, we took on the task of learning this essential tool. We knew we wanted to use heart rate data from the participants to drive the exhibit, and figuring out the best way to get this data was a process with lots of failures. But we eventually decided on using pulse sensors compatible with Arduino, and using the pulse sensor library, we were able to get a consistent data stream from 3 heart rate sensors simultaneously printing into Touch Designer. We now understood how to build the system we needed to figure out how to display it. And we're lucky enough to find a venue with immersive video walls to host our exhibit. However, due to COVID, the event never happened.
Now we'll walk you through the visual exploration of our project. So after we decided on using heart rate sensors, we needed to ground the aesthetic of our project, and we did this by creating a list of emotions that we wanted our audience to feel, which narrowed down to relaxation, freedom, and escape. Based on those words, we created mood boards to get a general feel of an aesthetic, and we found a common theme and color scheme that allowed us to narrow down our ideas. So based on those recurring patterns we found, we decided that an ocean theme would be best for what we wanted to accomplish. We created refined mood boards to discuss potential interactions and visuals for the exhibit. After brainstorming, we came up with 5 different levels of the ocean, which are shallow seas, coral reef, open ocean, caves, and deep sea. These levels are meant to mimic different depths of the ocean, and in the exhibit, participants will be able to raise and lower their heart rates to ascend or descend into the ocean. We created a color palette for each level. These colors were inspired by the mood boards we created, and we also had to make sure that the colors were saturated enough to project well. They also had to be able to blend in nicely with each other, since the colors would be changing fluidly in the exhibit.
To create this immersive exhibit, we followed a complete holistic user-centered design process. I'm going to give you guys a short overview of it. So our UX process started with empathizing with the users. We did this by sending out multiple surveys and conducting a lot of user interviews to define the user and their problems. We followed this by sketching and wireframing our ideas to solve these problems. This was further followed by creating a prototype and testing it with different users and repeating the testing many times to follow an iterative process. This storyboard is a visual representation of the ideal interaction we would expect during the exhibit from our users.
And then COVID. Unfortunately, due to the present circumstances, we weren't able to finish the project since we can't have any live events. However, we filmed most of our process throughout this entire project. So we put together a documentary explaining everything about the project in hopes that maybe once this all blows over, we will have the chance to still put on this exhibit. And we also created a case study walking you through our design process. You can check all of that out on our website, etherealimmersive.art. And yeah, visit our website if you want to learn more about the project. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you to our advisors, Rob Lloyd and Natalie May. Thank you to Emil Polak he helped us with so much on this project. Thank you to everyone at the Excite Center for giving us an office space and connecting us to so many resources. And thank you to Drexel IT for building us a computer and for giving us projectors and pretty much anything we needed to finish this project. So thank you to everyone.